Are you tired of making New Year's resolutions that you never keep? Are you ready to receive everything your heart desires? Then stick around to the end of this video because we're going to each share our three favorite mamafestation techniques. And if you're not familiar with the term mamafestation, that just means manifestation, feminized,
Right.
basically. Yeah. So instead of manifesting, we mamafest.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are your three favorite manifestation techniques, Deb?
Well, my first one is just to write something down. There's like tremendous power in writing something down. And then just sort of putting it someplace that's special to you. I call it someplace magical, and then just sort of letting it go. It's sort of that. It goes back to that old saying, like sort of if you love something, set it free, and if it comes back to you. So the way that I first did this one, it was my old boss back when I was working as a maintenance person at a school district, and so he wanted a yellow Corvette. And I wanted to get myself back in school. And so he said, hey, let's write it down and we'll put it in the safe and just forget about it. And within that next year, he had a yellow Corvette and I was enrolled in college. And yeah, just writing something down, It's tremendously powerful, putting it someplace, magical or someplace, special to you. And yeah, letting it go. That's my first one.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. You know what's funny is that I've always been told to look at the thing that you're trying to manifest over and over again.
Mhm.
But I think the letting it go thing could be really a positive thing for making it come.
Yeah, really, because sometimes you can be putting out energy, a thing that you want so much, you can be putting out energy to block it, right? Because
Mhm.
you're worried that you're not going to get it. You're concerned about whether or not it's going to come true. And so, yeah, that sort of like just sort of putting it out there to the universe. That's what I sort of mean by letting it go to, just putting out there to the universe and keep it moving. And yeah, it works for me. It's worked since then, but that was the most powerful first time that I noticed it working. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's my first way.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, and so the second way is similar. Yeah. This was introduced to me by my best friend Louis. And so he said how he found his partner, and he'd actually gotten this technique from his uncle. And so you just write down the 10 attributes that you'd like in a partner, and then you tell someone about it. And then you just, again, sort of like put it to the side and you will manifest your partner. He did this and he manifested his husband. I'd done this years ago, but I'd forgotten the one instruction to tell someone about it, And so I'd written down what I'd wanted in a magnificent partner years ago. And then just before I met Sue, I told someone what was on the list. And then I met Sue about a week later. So I don't know. There you go. Again, it's the writing the thing down, but with this one, tell someone about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is my favorite kind of newish one in the past couple of years, and it comes from 3 different people who talked about manifesting things. There's this one, Dr. Tara, and she talks about asking for a thing and then immediately appreciating it. Right. So with this one, you ask for a thing, you immediately appreciate it and feel it. And then the other one's from Joe Dispenza. He talks about rehearsing a thing. And then Abraham Hicks talks about meditating, right? So I just put all 3 of these together. So first I ask for a thing, immediately feel appreciation for the thing before I've received it, immediately feel appreciation. Third, I start to feel what it would be like to have that thing. And then I just meditate, not specifically on the thing, but just meditate with this sort of openness to the thing being provided. And that's worked quite a lot recently.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So those are my 3.
And I think that feeling appreciation for it is really important because in order to feel appreciation for it, you have to feel the way you would feel if it was already here.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And it took me a little bit to get that. Like I just sort of would say like, oh, I want this thing. Oh, I appreciate it. Just sort of saying the words. And I think you have to sort of practice to feel that feeling,
Mm-hmm.
And if I had to put a label on what that feeling of appreciation feels like for me, it feels like pure love. You know,
Mhm.
appreciation feels like love. And so, yeah, just asking for a thing and then just putting myself in that loving space, you know, and then sort of just rehearsing, oh, what it will be like when I have it, or, you know, what would it be like to have it? And then, yeah, just meditate to sort of open myself up to receiving it.
Mhm.
Yep, yep.
Yep. Yeah, it's similar to what happened before I met you,
Mm,
where in that last month before I met you, I decided to help myself get into the feeling of being in love, that I would just listen to love songs almost all the
that's right.
time, right?
You told me about
And
that.
so it kept me in that vibration of falling in love because I kept imagining finding you and then feeling that, and then, yeah, bam.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad you said the word vibration too, because this is all about putting yourself in the vibration to receive, right? Rather than just kind of making these. This is New Year's time, right? So we're doing the almost anti New Year's resolution thing,
Right.
so that you can really receive a thing, not just have a list of, oh, here are the things that I'm going to do, and maybe I'll do them, maybe I won't, maybe I'll think I have to be motivated or take steps to do them. This is the putting yourself in the vibration for those things that you want.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And we're coming up on 2024, and I've been living like this consistently for 3 years. Just really being open to receive, doing different, things that help me to receive, but not actually working, you know? A little bit, but really mostly just being open
Hmm.
and really focusing on my feeling state so that I stay in a place most of the time where I'm ready to receive. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're human. Sometimes we're not going to feel like, um, in the same vibration as the source or the creator, right? We're going to kind of veer off into all kinds of red light feelings,
Hmm.
right? But if most of the time you're able to maintain that, what I've found is that you'll have enough for everything you want and need, you know?
Yeah, that's beautiful, and I absolutely agree. And I guess a good point too is the reason we sort of want what we want, whether it be love or anything, money, anything. The reason we want what we want is so we can feel a certain way.
Mhm.
If you can get yourself into the place where you're feeling that anyway, it's almost as good. And then the stuff generally follows. The stuff
Right.
that you're looking for generally follows because you're just, you know, have you ever found yourself like you're in a positive frame of mind that day and like all this good stuff just is coming out of nowhere, all the things you want? It's sort of like that, just staying in that vibration of it.
Mhm. And I thought of these things and tried these things for many years before I was able to get to a place where I could just commit
Mm-hmm.
to stay in that space and see what happened.
Yeah.
Unafraid. Like really, I had left a job, um, and my last job, and I was like, you know what? I'm just not doing that anymore. Like jobs just don't work for me, not full-time jobs. And so I'm just gonna do what I feel like doing, even if it means I have to live in my Prius, you know? That was my commitment to myself, and it's really worked well. I'm so happy with the results.
Yeah, yeah, and that thing about like not working for somebody else is so freeing, right? You can, yeah, you can definitely yeah, you definitely keep yourself in the vibration with doing that. So yeah, tell me
Mhm.
about yours. Sue's oops, sorry about
They can't see.
that. Yeah, 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 yeah. Tell me about your favorite manifestation. Mamafestation, sorry. Mama techniques.
Okay. So to me, the very easiest one is to just get into alignment with the creator or with the universe or whatever you call God or the source or whatever. Um, a lot of people don't like to externalize, so they say their highest self,
Hmm.
right? So whatever that is, that uh, mm, how do you say that? What?
Whatever that is that you feel like is the source of kind of all that we're all connected to, whatever that. Yeah, I get. Well, I think you pretty well explained it. That idea of like different people call it different things. Their higher self. their most positive self,
Mhm.
the universe.
Mhm.
Yeah, whatever that essence of everything is that we're all connected to,
Mhm.
that you think is there.
Yeah, because what I've found is over the years that, like, all those different religions and spiritual ways, they all believe in this entity,
Hmm.
that we're part of, right? That is full of pure love and gives life, right? So, the trees and the flowers and the babies don't exist without whatever this entity is,
Hmm.
you know?
Hmm.
And so my job every day, first thing in the morning and every minute after, is to try to get into alignment with that being, you
Yeah.
know, and feel that connection. And then when I do, then all this stuff comes to me, right?
Hmm.
Like just as easily as, weeds grow in the garden, right? It's just a natural thing.
Hmm.
So, to me, that's the easiest way to manifest what I want is to just get into that vibration that's the same as all life,
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
know? And then what I need will be delivered to me without any effort.
Yeah, and actually, finding a name for it too, I thought of this. Our son Sammy got us matching coffee mugs, and they say positivity and kindness. So it's almost like that energy. It was sweet, so sweet, and he put mom on both tags on the
Mhm.
gifts. So like mine said mom. That's the
You're a
only thing.
mom
It's
now.
so sweet. It was so sweet of him. Yeah, I smile every time I think about it. But positivity and kindness, that energy of positivity and kindness is kind of like that creator, the
Yeah.
universe, the source that we're all connected to.
Mhm.
So staying in that flow of that,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, 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 yeah. For sure. And then my second favorite is what I do second in the day usually is a rampage of appreciation. And this actually the terminology came from Abraham Hicks, if you guys are familiar. Um uh I do it a little bit differently. Than Abraham described it. In Abraham's practice, you just look at something in your environment and appreciate it and say that out loud, and then look at something else and appreciate that. You can think about somebody and appreciate them. Just keep on going at least 10 minutes so that it gains some momentum. And what happens is it just boosts your sense of appreciation for everything,
Yeah.
right? And then when you're in that space, then you're in alignment with the source or the creator or the universe, right?
Right. You're vibrating, yeah, positively. And yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
But the way I do it is I actually write about it. So I write a paragraph about at least 3 things that I appreciate that morning, right?
Hmm.
And it usually takes about 15 minutes for me to write about it, and this one comes up every morning.
It's like
Every
easy. It's almost
morning.
cheating though. You just go like, who's in the house with me? You can do the pets.
No, because you make me so happy.
I do
Mhm.
that deflecting thing.
A digital vision board, and I actually have a thing to share. So here's my digital vision board. I did it in Google Drive or Google Photos. You can put it wherever you like. Um, some people like to make these big paper collages of pictures of things that they want in their future. I find that really exhausting. So I came up with this idea to just put the pictures of the things I want in my future on in an album in Google Photos, and then I just open it up and I hit slideshow and just let it roll.
Now, how often do you let this roll?
I do it once every morning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just let it roll and I see all these beautiful people and things I want in my future, and imagine, the ideal future I have ahead of me. And it's a lot of fun. And I just feel it. And some of it's stuff I already have in my life. And some of it's stuff I'm still dreaming about. So it's kind of a mixture. The fun thing about doing a digital one is you have access to all the pictures on the internet.
Mhm.
So you don't have to, contain yourself to what you can find in a magazine
Or what you already have in your album.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just find whatever pictures you want that represent where you want to be and let it roll. And it's a nice pace, actually, a slideshow pace, because you see each image, you have a few seconds to kind of take it in, feel how you would feel if you were there. Yeah, I think it's cool. So I wanted to share that. And that's it. Oh
That's
my
it.
gosh, we did it. We did it. We did it.
So instead of creating a New Year's resolution or a list of resolutions, think about mamafesting or manifesting what you want for the coming year.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Happy New Year, Hopeful Tribe.
Happy New Year.